Hey, it's Friday. Brown bag bets, me and Matt. Alex has the day off. He's
Celebrating Canada Day.
he's celebrating Canada Day. Actually, he's not that far from Canada either. I am
Not really.
closer than most. So I do celebrate Canada Day. I have Canadian friends.
Well, congrats.
I have a Canadian coworker. Do we have two? I think it might just
Yeah, I
be
think no, I think we have a couple.
the
I think we have a
I think
couple.
we have a couple now. So Canadian betting, people I talk to, I
I have Canadian family.
I currently have some futures in the Wimbledon tournament that have
Oh,
been placed in Canada for me. So
you want to sing "Oh Canada" for us then?
I'm a Canadian bettor. Always stand on guard for these. So if you are in Canada and you have the day off, hopefully you're having a great day. And hopefully it's like hey, I have an American, you know, significant other, and I have to celebrate the 4th too.
Have to.
And you just take the whole weekend off. So yeah, no show on Monday. Just as a heads up, I will be knee deep in multiple grills, cooking. And yes, I
Can,
have bet. Brian's asking if I'm betting the hot dog contest.
we're getting
I've
there.
bet every hot dog contest for many years.
Can you
I'll
give me a little
tell.
sneak
I'll
preview what
tell
you're
a
cooking,
story.
by the way? I'm very interested. I know you're a big smoker of meats, and you go all out for these weekends. So what do you got going?
Don't know yet, but I do. If you have you ever smoked wings? Where
I have not done that myself, but I've had them before. They're
yeah,
good.
that's really good. I have this way to slow cook them, and then I char them up on the other grill. I'm gonna
I
probably do
like that.
that. The kids like that. I'm looking at possibly doing a tomahawk because those are just
Oh,
hilarious how big they are,
oh
and
yeah.
they're very good. So probably just a shitload of meat. And yeah, smoked wings are amazing. So I'll have all the grills going. I might. I'm looking currently at green eggs. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but wife is also not keen on me having 5 grills. So it's
Well,
like you can't cook on all 5. Watch me cook on all
debatable.
5 grills at
Challenge
once. So
accepted.
yeah. So yeah, we will. I'll have pictures. I'll send pictures for sure when I do some cooking. We'll start. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on today for being the doldrums for sure. But I did make a small bet on the USFL Championship that is going to be this weekend. When I say this weekend, that's Andy realizing he doesn't even know if it's on Saturday or Sunday. I just checked. It is Sunday the 3rd in
That
Canton,
makes sense.
Ohio. I got a 4. I paid a little extra for it this morning. It was like 4 minus 13. I don't really believe in the key numbers here. I would play the 4.5 at flat here. The Stallions are a much better team. I feel bad for my Generals. It was kind of you're playing with fire when you're relying on a slow, plodding offense and a good defense. And it was a weird game where there were multiple, special teams touchdowns. I said on a show I was on Friday, if I had to bet, I would have taken the points with the Stars because I thought that'd be a close game. Not so with the Stallions. The Stallions are a really good offense. They have a good defense. They busted out a 21-point second quarter in their semifinal game. They are the best team. Like I wasn't going to hedge in the final if I got my Generals there just because anything can happen in a weird league where
Hmm.
you have not much information, but there was a pretty decent chance I wasn't going to get that home. I do think the Stallions were the best team all year long, and really like we saw the Stars quarterback kind of struggle. They got past New Jersey. Cook just wasn't good. He was under 50% completion. He's going to have an even better pass rush coming at him this Sunday from Birmingham. So yeah, I think the Stallions are taking the initial USFL championship and they're doing it uh, by volume. Like this is a touchdown or better win.
Who are
I'm not gonna say my numbers make it. I do not have a model for this. I
who
just
are our
have
quarterbacks in this one?
Case Cookis and God, I don't even know for the
Okay.
Stallions.
Because my favorite things about these alternative football leagues are seeing the failed, NFL washout slash college quarterbacks that I remember watching and seeing like, oh, that guy's on the field. I haven't watched a
I'm
ton of the USFL, but who's the New Orleans quarterback? Slaughter, J
yep.
that
I
Kyle
have a
Slaughter that I've seen.
I have a
I
soft
love
spot
watching
for
those.
him. He's yeah, he's been with the Vikings a couple times, like in preseason.
Wasn't he with the
So
Lions
like,
too? I
yeah,
want to
he's
say.
bounced around a little, I think, but he's been a Vikings preseason quarterback, and he's kind of like I've bet on him numerous times because he's kind of a preseason stud. Keep an eye on that if he
Okay,
catches on
if
with
he catches
somebody
on
at
with the
camp at
Vikings or
the
someone in the preseason.
well, anyone, just like some reason he is like this preseason stud. He's won a few games for me, so oh, but yeah, I digress. I won't be watching this. There's
You ever
other
bet on
things
the
to do.
CFL? That's
Oh
on
yeah,
this
no,
time of
I've
year too.
certainly been on the CFL.
I was
I
watching one of the
definitely
games
have.
last night.
I've had CFL futures almost every year when there's something outlying, and I've cashed one even. So I've bet on the XFL, the AFL, the AAF, the USFL. It's football, baby. So and again, I won't watch this. There's going to be golf. I'm gonna much rather take the golf in this weekend. So
How did
and
they handle AAF futures the year that they, were midway through the year and then just pulled the plug?
they gave me mine
Like,
back. They
okay,
just
so just give your
refunded
money
it.
back.
It was
Orlando
kind of
Apollo's ticket holders didn't actually win that money; they just got it back.
yeah, they should have paid me. Like they gave me kind of a snarky email. Like they said, "Hey, we could have taken this because all bets were action, but we're doing the right thing here." It's like, no, you're
Not,
lucky.
yeah,
You're lucky. I have an Apollo's ticket. This should have cashed, motherfuckers. So, but yeah, I mean, calm down, Andy. Let's
yeah.
talk
Let's
baseball.
not
Is
get
there day
too. Let's
baseball
not get.
today?
There is. So I didn't have a day baseball bet on the board, but I did do it because I submitted the bets to Dan, and then I realized I should go back and look for some day baseball. So I do have a day baseball pick. It's just not on the graphic. I'll give that out. We have,
Okay.
not surprisingly, a Wrigley Field 1:20 Central Time game. They host the Boston Red Sox, but I'll get to the two I have on the board. Staying away from the 1.5 today. I just went with a favorites parlay. The Brewers have the Pirates, and they have Corbin Burns throwing. He's been really good all season. The Brewers lost 8-7 to the Pirates last night, but their offense has been better as of late. And Corbin Burns, Cy Young caliber pitcher every year. Like him on the road with the Brewers. Max Fried going for the Braves against the Reds, and I know again the Reds have been a little bit better than that awful 3-20 start, but they're still not very good. And Dan's Braves are playing as good at baseball as anybody, with Max Fried on the mound, who's got an ERA now. That ERA is down to under 3, so he's been really good. Going to take them on that pitching matchup. And Chris Bassett and the Mets against, I, for some reason, cannot remember who they're playing off the top of my head. Somebody can throw
The
that in the chat
Texas
if they want to.
Rangers.
That's it. Another bad team. The Rangers. Bassett's ERA is right around 4, but four of his last 5 starts have been quality starts. He's been a really good third starter for them when that rotation's healthy, but right now he's kind of been forced to be the ace with Scherzer and DeGrom out. He's probably their best pitcher going right now, or at least one of them. I like him going up against a pretty bad Rangers team. The Mets have not been great as of late, but they're coming home. They got a Rangers team that isn't very good. Seems like a good bounce back spot. So some heavy favorites there. I think that parlay pays out around plus 210 or so. So 3 favorites on the money line plus 210. And Jose Abreu 2+ total bases tonight. The Sox are in San Francisco. I got to give a White Sox pick. It's what I know.
Yeah, you do.
He's been
It went
as
hopefully it goes better than my homer pick. I think Buxton went 0 for 5.
as bad as the Sox offense has been at times, the last couple weeks. Abreu's starting to heat up like he always does this time of year. As the weather starts to get warmer, so does Jose Abreu's bat. I think of his last 5 games, he's hitting 550. He's got 3 doubles in that span. He's kind of a doubles machine when he starts playing well and hitting the ball well. So 2+ total bases in it's not a home run friendly ballpark in San Francisco, but it's a big enough ballpark where it's kind of doubles and extra base hits friendly. So he's always a threat to find a gap. And against a pitcher like Alex Cobb, who hasn't been all that good this season, I think he's a pretty good bet hitting fourth in that lineup. So we'll get plenty of chances. It's 2+ total bases at plus 155. I really like that. And my Red Sox Cubs pick, we're going to go with Xander Bogaerts. 2+ total bases is plus 110. Xander's hitting I think over his last 10 games or something, he's hitting 337. In the month of June, he hit 320. He's been really good all season.
He still plays for
So
the Red Sox?
he still does play for the Red Sox. Yes, he's their
I
starting
know that name.
shortstop. He's very
I
good.
know that name.
Yeah, he's a very good player. So we're going to take him. I obviously am not giving you a Cubs bet. I would never bet on the Cubs. I think Reed might fire me. So we're going to go Xander Bogaerts, get some hits against the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley today. That's your day baseball bet.
It is at Wrigley. I wonder if they play
Yeah.
this game because
Oh,
there's
is it supposed?
current. Well, currently the John Deere, and I know this is a little further south than the
Yeah,
north side of Chicago, but the John Deere Classic is currently in a weather delay due to lightning in the area. So I
interesting.
don't know, maybe some storms rolling through the land of Lincoln today. I'm not sure if that'll affect the Cubs game. Um,
Let's see.
but
I'm looking
well,
at the weather
there's
right now. It says there's some possible thunderstorm. There's possible storms around 3 and 4, but nothing for sure. So I would say I would think the game gets played. Is there a chance that at some point they have to run into the locker room for the clubhouse for a little bit? Yeah, but I think that's one that probably does get played.
That's always gone well for the Cubs. Remember when they played the Indians, and they were
Yes,
the Indians back then, and Jay Hay gave that speech in the
hundred
locker
eighty
room that
six
came
million
out,
dollar speech.
and then yeah, and then they won the whole goddamn thing. That was an I don't care that I don't root for either team. Like that was an exciting series. The
Yes,
Indians
that
Cubs
was
one, and you
for
and if you
someone that
didn't have
really
rooting
disliked both
interests,
teams.
yeah.
That was a very I was glued to it was a great series. Even that game was. You thought the Cubs had it, and then I forgot the
Well, and
outfielder who
I
hit the
cheered
home.
for the Cubs, not only
I was
because yeah,
cheering for Cleveland
I
very hard.
dislike Cleveland, but I have to cheer for the poor damn team with the curse to break
No,
one.
you
So
don't. No,
it
you
was
don't.
that was a yeah, it was a really
But
high
that was
end
a
to
great
game
series.
seven, right up
Yeah,
there
the
with
game 7 was great.
the blackjack one from '91. Yeah, so golf is in a delay. I had a couple bets this morning. If you are in the Discord, I think one's winning, one's losing. I played one on the side that I was too embarrassed to post because it was a minus. It was like a minus 200 for Pan over Tway. I just feel bad like posting stuff like that because
If
I'm
you
not even
post something
sure I
like
should.
that, you gotta put next to it, like, 5-unit play, like, so people
Yeah.
know that you really went in
Well,
on it.
that's the thing too. Is like God, this should be like minus 500, right? But I don't think I can price stuff that well to actually say it. So, yeah, Schwab. I went back to the well with the Schwab over Hoffman play again. Currently in delay, and then Armour over Sig. Armour is trailing that by one, so he should be in it. There's quite a few holes left in that one. I think Armour can bounce back. Outrights for the week. I got a couple tied for second, 8 under with CT Pan and David Lipsky, and then a couple more back at 6 under as the course has been playing pretty easily this morning. I do worry that any rain will make it play easier this afternoon, and some of the
Yeah.
other some of the other guys will catch up. But hopefully, Cam Davis does. I added some Cam Davis at 28 to 1 this morning. I'm not sure what the current live line would be on him. Maybe even better. Maybe I should have waited just because like he didn't play until the afternoon. He's 25 at Bovada, so I think I still got a good number at 28 on the live line. But yeah, this afternoon I do have a couple looks. These might start later than the tee times I have written down. But Alex Smalley is a guy who's really hurt my feelings because he meets all the criteria for stuff I want to bet. I've used him a couple times for outrights. He had like a really nice Thursday Friday a couple weeks ago, right in contention. I had him at like 1 million to 1, and obviously kind of flamed out. But I do think he's quite a bit better than Taylor Moore. I don't have a ton of information on some of these guys I'm betting against, but like Taylor Moore did not play very well at the Memorial, didn't play well at the Schwab. His best finish like this entire season came way back at he played okay at Pebble Beach. That was a weird one where everybody bad played well. Like Tom Hoagie won that. So the Genesis, he did finish 21st, but since then it's been a string of missed cuts and finishes in the 40s, 50s, 60s. Last week at the Travelers, he putted well and still finished 56. So Smalley over Taylor Moore. And then there's a few Thompsons on tour. So I think I even wrote it out in the which you're not going to find like, oh, there's multiple matchups and they're against different Thompsons. But I had to go look. This is a completely different guy. Curtis Thompson. He's missed the last 5 cuts. Last cut he made was at an alt event at Corrales. He's a
I
really
remember
kind
that
of a
one.
horse. Yeah, he's kind of a horseshit putter, but he's kind of just a bad golfer to begin with, comparatively. Not like Chase Seifert. I would say Seifert if I was pronouncing it because of
So would I.
the way the Germans use the E and the I. That's kind of how I tend to go with things. He was rough at the US Open. Didn't play well, but that was a tough course. He has played well at some of these lesser events. It wasn't as great last summer. I'm not sure he did well. I know he was at 3M. I watched him, but he finished 28th here last year. It wasn't a bad track for him, and it wasn't done on the putting green. He played very well tee to green. So Seifert is somebody I have higher on my list just with how he matches up with this course this year. So 2 matchups, Smalley over Moore, -117. Seifert over Curtis Thompson, -130. I bet those at BetOnline and Bookmaker in reverse order of what I just said. So reverse respectively.
I like it. I'm
Yeah.
I'm looking for some stuff to bet on this tournament because I know the field's not all that great and I haven't followed it too closely. So maybe I'll take a look at that this afternoon, especially if I have
Yeah,
some time with the lightning delay.
take a swing. Yeah, you have a little time too to get any golf bets in if you want. Live outright, anybody can win this thing. This scoreboard is or this leaderboard is going to look hilarious. So,
How's Zach Johnson playing?
uh, Zach Johnson's kicking the shit out of me in one of my matchups. Like
Did you
I'm going to
fade him?
lose. Yes,
You can't fade Zach Johnson in the John Deere. The John Deere Classic is basically the Zach Johnson Invitational.
I
You
know,
cannot
but
fade him.
I thought I could do it anyway.
He's going
I
to be 75 years old and still winning this tournament.
flew too close to the sun on that one. He got me. He got the better of me. Hot dog eating contest.
Talk me
Monday.
through this one.
So, and I shared a little story with Matt in the company Slack yesterday. If you remember the indoor, well, part of it was last night. The indoor one they did a couple years ago during COVID, like a big part of competitive eating handicap actually does come down, just like other sports, to the weather. The heat and humidity can do different things to your body. If it's 100 with, high humidity out there, the eating numbers are going to go down. It's harder to eat in that kind of heat. It's harder for your body to accept the food, and it's just miserable out there. So they ate indoors a couple years ago because of the COVID stuff. They weren't going to have crowds. They had like this real climate controlled. So it was like basically eating in air conditioning. Like when you see people train, they often, when they do training runs, they're doing it outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know that it makes a big difference to eat inside. So there was some market stuff for
I'm
like,
laughing that you just know the training regiments of
I mean,
professional
that's what I did this morning. I sat and watched YouTube videos of training ones that, some of them are secretive, some will put them online. So I watched a bunch of training runs this morning for some of the big hitters, and we decided that how Miki Sudo was eating, she was going to beat the record. And then Joey's record was well within reach. And they were both up on this sports book, but they couldn't parlay them. So it was an offshore. It was BetOnline. Like anyone who's listening knows BetOnline. Like, so I tweeted at Dave Mason said like, I can't parlay these. Can you put a prop up they both beat the record? And he put up like plus 650 or something. And they were only taking like $100. But anyone again who uses BetOnline knows if you want to bet twice as much, you can bet over at Lovig too. They will take the same exact bet. It's an exact clone. So you can only bet, I think, $200 on this total, but everybody only bet
plus 650.
Yeah, there was only bets coming in one direction on this one, and we all hit it both sides, and it went way down and it closed, and it wasn't that dicey, honestly. Like they both crushed the record. The parlay hit. It was pretty funny. So it's one of my favorite hot dog eating contest memories is crushing a prop that we had them put up on purpose.
I love that you have multiple favorite hot dog eating contest memories. That's something that's funny for me too.
It's top 10 for sure.
The
best part was too, and a guy I talked to about hot dogs, Chris Kelly. After that one, we made a lot of money that year. Pseudo, the women's champ, she put on her Twitter that she would do cameos from the event if you paid for them that day. She said, I'll record them right now and do them from the event. So like I took some of the money and had her send him a cameo. That's a top 5. I'll go find that tweet. That was pretty funny. She's like, hey Chris, I'm Mickey, here's my belt and I just won. Anyone who does follow competitive eating, Major League Eating knows she was out last year with a pregnancy. She was like 7 months pregnant. I don't know anyone who is a father and paid attention. Processed meats, deli meats are they're not like a no, but they're frowned upon
But
because
probably
some of
not
the
45 in a day.
yeah, and yeah, definitely not
Yeah.
45 of them while you're that pregnant. So Michelle Lesko won last year. Michelle Lesko was a fine competitive eater, but her ceiling, maybe if she got better, probably 35, 31. I think she got 31 down when she won. Like Mickey can eat 40, 45. That's where she's at. So it's kind of a foregone conclusion who wins both of these. Don't go betting any of these underdogs in the to win markets. I just don't think those are good bets. That said, I did watch some YouTube videos this morning, and I finally got to one. I watched some training ones, and they don't put training ones up from like, recently. They don't want everyone to know what's going on. Little competitive advantage, and some of these guys who've not won it in the past, they do still have to go to the qualifiers and win. But I mean, some of these guys that can eat 50 hot dogs per year, they know they don't have to do that to qualifiers. So like her husband, fiance, I'm not sure if they're married yet. He only ate 34 in his qualifier, but it was a easy 34. And he had
Mhm.
training runs. He had training runs up on YouTube where he honestly looked bad. Like he was out of form and not doing that well. And he put down like 43. He put down 40 and 43 in some training runs that were months ago. So if he's tapering up to where he needs to be, I think he's going to be fine. But I did catch something at the end of one of the videos. It said, hey, we're going to do this chip challenge. We're going to do this, and there'll be Q&A. So I found the Q&A section. I found a spot at the end where Mickey Sodu mentions she's hurt her hand bad. She has like nerve damage. She has to go see a specialist, but she's not going to be able to see the specialist till the 7th. And essentially, she said she's going to be eating one handed. She said, I don't think I can lift the water bottle up with my offhand, the water cup, anything like that. Like she said, her wrist was kind of messed up. So, and if you watch the markets or if you know people who are betting into these, I found this, and apparently people had found this days ago because her total was 50 ish. It's down to 47.
Oh
And I
God.
think 47 is still bettable. I took under 47 and a half. I hate to fade her. I love her. She's my favorite eater. It's not even close, but I am taking the under 47 and a half. Just it it's a big amount anyway. It would be near the top coming off a year layoff. I think if she was 100% healthy, she could flirt with, 47, 48, but eating one-handed coming off the layoff, I am going to have to go with the under. I do think she ends up somewhere in the 42, 43, 44 range. Maybe giving myself some room. She could crack 45. But between being injured, coming back off the maternity layoff, and then the realization that she essentially just has to not puke, um, because her competition is 10 to 15 dogs behind her. Like she doesn't have a ton of pressure to do this. And I know they all want to break their own records, but that might honestly be a next year thing once she's healthy again.
When
So
she gets the hand right.
Pseudo under 47 right now at Bet Online is like minus 130. I think that's probably still bettable. And then there are matchups like I said, Nick Wary, her husband, fiance, whatever. There's a matchup of him to eat more hot dogs than her, which is cute. Bet on a couple. It's juicy, but if you want to get more down and you believe in him, I think he's probably gonna. He ate 44 last year, and it's been an ascension. Eats more every year. He's a very determined trainer. He's done bodybuilding in the past. Like he has a very strict regimen, and I think he might be your second best eater this year behind Joey Chestnut. I think he has an outside chance to crack 50. So I'm not betting his over under, but there is a matchup bet. I honestly think he takes her by about 5 or 6 dogs. So I laid like minus 150, minus 155 on Wary over Pseudo as well. And that's it. That's probably the only two bets I'm making for the dog contest. I've bet over unders in the past on Joey. Uh, no sense in that. Like I don't know where his mind is, but that guy can go break the record any day. I wouldn't bet an under on that, and you're paying dearly for an over. So Just that's it. That's
Well, that's it. You just did 10 minutes on the hot dog contest.
we've in the past we've done like a full deep dive on it.
We could do a
There
full
was
brown bag on. You could have filled an entire brown bag on that.
there was a few years ago where Bovada or a couple of the offshores had a bunch of good over unders for like 10 eaters, and they were all wrong. Like there was a bunch of bettable angles. It's pretty light this year for the offering. It's hard to get much down unless you're going paper head route, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I put a few small bets as much as they'd let me on some offshores on the hot dog eating contest, and maybe I'll eat some hot dogs Monday. Kids love
Yeah,
the hot dogs. I'll add that
have
to the
to.
grilling list.
There you go. Throw a couple on there.
Also, I found this hat the other day. Summit
What is
Minnesota
Summit?
beer.
Oh,
Yeah, I
a
digging
lot of
out
breweries
the
up in
closet. A
Minnesota.
lot of new hats. So, all right, Matt. Thanks for filling in today. You
Happy to
didn't
do
bring a
it.
lot to the hot dog contest conversation.
I did not.
I
I
wish
didn't
you'd
do the
done.
research you
Yeah,
did.
I wish you.
Didn't do my homework.
I watched like an hour of YouTube videos this morning,
Yeah.
just digging. I tried Reddit. I tried other places. It's hard info to get, but it was nice to see that once I made the bet and then I went and looked at some of the opening offerings. I'm like, oh, she's already been bet down. Like the market agrees. So I'm getting closing line hot dog value, I guess, which is hot dog
That's all you
bun
can ask for on
HDB.
the 4th of July weekend.
Should get a brown bag bets dad hat. Just the dad hat with just the
Just the
little
brown
bag
bag
on it.
logo. I like that.
I would wear that. So all right. I'll Matt again, thanks. Dan,
Mhm.
thanks. Dan, enjoy your upcoming vacation. Everyone else, enjoy the 4th of July, Canada Day, your weekend, the golf. The UFC is very good this weekend, and have fun.
For Canada Day, I just threw up a Stanley Cup futures blog on the website, so go ahead and check that out. Have a Canadian team on there.
Ooh, good luck with
Just
that.
one. It's all about finding value. I don't actually think they're going to win the cup.
Yeah, I'm out. So, see you guys.